burning memory.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. Unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Anna Lee. Of my stars. I love you and I I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Come on out, 1965, them boys were called upon. Some fist-fighting cowboys in them jungles of Vietnam. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Yeah, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double-cross me. 19 years old, doing the bidding for Uncle Sam. Desert boots strapped on my feet, machine gun in my head. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Come on now. Strapped across my vest, 800 more, and I'm gonna pluck one in your chest. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Oh, 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 oh. I'm a mean motherfucker. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker. So don't you never double cross me.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, what the fuck is going on, man? Welcome to the Smoke Pit After Dark. Fuck it, man. So we're trying out some new shit here at the stadium. Oh, whoa, I'm way quiet. There we go, that's better. So we're trying out some new shit here at the station. And we're just kind of testing the waters on some stuff. And since my show doesn't really fucking matter, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. But, I'm not like, Monday Edition has been at the same time on Mondays for like a fucking decade, right? You can't start fucking with that, right? Let's fuck with the new show. Let's fuck with the new coat and the newest host. Let's fuck with all of it. Let's throw some shit at the wall and see what splatters, right? So we're trying to show a little late. I had to work tonight, and a lot of the Wednesdays that I don't do shows is because I have to work. I work in a sports book. Had to wait for some baseball games to get over, fucking run home. Here I am. I'm still in my like little fucking polo shirt, like I'm ready to go golfing and shit, but it's whatever, dude. Get home, throw some food in the gullet, and we're gonna try some shows. So, if you're out there and you're a new listener, because normally this is like bedtime for East Coast guys, but if I'm Mountain Time, so for me it's only 9:00, right? So if you're at Fort Carson, if you're at fucking I don't know, Edwards Air Force Base or Joint Base Lewis McChord or some shit like that, like this is normal time for us, right? Fuck them East Coast people. They get all the fucking attention. But for us, let's hang out. Let's shoot some shit. Welcome to the Smoke Pit. My name's Radar. I normally have a co-host. Her name is TZ. She's been out for a little bit. Saving the world. She's got some life stuff going on. But we shoot the shit here. That's what we do. We talk about fucking whatever people want to talk about. Talk about the weather, talk about the Army, talk about fucking whatever. Howdy, Keith. What's going on, man? Fucking Richards in the chats says heat wave is finally breaking where he's at. The temperatures fell from 108 to 65 overnight. Dude, it's fucking awesome. It did the same shit here like 2 days ago. It was like, like Friday, it was like 101. And then Saturday, it was like 70. It was great. Thought we're on a bit late. Yeah. Well, and like I said, dude, we're trying some shit out. You know what I mean? Like, and I might do, and we're talking about this, because the goal, I don't know how many people listen to the other shows as well, right? But there's going to be a little bit of shift here. There's been a little bit, Ice will still be around. He's still going to do his shows and shit, but Ice was the station manager. And now CQ is kind of taking over as station manager, and we're going to get some new shows. We're going to try some different time slots. Instead of it being very regimented, we're going to try expanding this little universe. And in that, and I totally forgot, they sent me a box with some swag in it. I haven't even opened it. I brought the box cutter down to open it. And I fucking forgot this shit upstairs. So we'll open it later. We will open it later. Anyway, fuck it. But yeah, so we're gonna, and I might do this shit. I might do this show at like noon on Tuesdays, maybe. Spill the tea. That's basically all the tea. Ice has been really busy, and he's got life and stuff, and he's gonna be helping out more with the main page stuff too. And we're just kind of. We've had some shows we've had people leave, we've had some shows kind of go by the wayside, and we really want to the goal of the station is, and always has been, to have one show every night, at least one show every day, right? And to kind of expand the audience and expand what we're doing, one of the big goals is to get the podcast back. We've kind of been podcastless for about a year and a half now, 2 years. So it's weird not having the deal. What's up, CQ? Showing up at the very end of the show again. No, I was kidding. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to say this. If you or anybody that you know is thinking, hey, that maybe they want to be a host or co-host or help out on the show, hit me up. Hit the station page up, the radio page, U.S. Army WTF Nation Radio, stuff like this, and just kind of, if you think you want to be part of the station, like, I don't know, there's applications to fill out and stuff, and we can get back to you, and yeah, so. But yeah, I don't know. I'm oddly excited about the changes, and not necessarily like, this is the way I look at these changes. Okay, like when you're a kid, and you make chocolate milk with like the powder in the milk, the Nestle's Quick stuff, and that's pretty good, right? And then your mom splurges and buys the gallon of chalky milk. And you're like, fuck yeah, this is the best shit in the world, dude. I could bathe in this. This is what we're doing at this. We've been mixing Nesquik. Now we're doing the chalky milk. That's how this is how this is going down. And so, and we want your guys' input too. You know what I mean? If I'm sure I have 101 people watching right now. So jump in the chats. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of what we're doing. If you're like, hey, we want later shows. Dude, I want to listen to you at lunch. Can you guys do like a noon show? Fuck yeah, we can. We can do all kinds of shit, dude. We are here to hang out with veterans and to bring veterans together. Our goal is to give veterans, at least on my show, is to give all you guys a place to share ideas and to help each other out. Like, if you haven't heard the show before, what I like to do is help people, navigate the VA claims process, or get a hold of a local VSO to help with that stuff, or if they're having problems with, mental health, like how do we as a group kind of lift each other up? If something's working for somebody, it's bound to work for somebody else. It may not work for everybody, but it's bound to work for somebody else. So we will talk about hobbies on here. We'll talk about games. We'll talk about some of the other shit. I like the non-normal. Okay, yeah, dude, I'm down. I'm totally down. I'm debating either doing late shows for me. This is for this show. Okay? Of either doing like later shows like this, like starting this time of night, or doing like an afternoon, like it would be like noon Eastern show. So catch people on chow or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I mean, we can kind of do whatever you guys want. We do this for you guys, right? We do this program. With the programming. We don't do this for money. We don't get paid anything. And we don't do this for like, I don't do it for any kind of recognition. You know what I mean? I'm no longer in. Hence the beard and the normal work attire. See, Keith says, CQ helped me out yesterday for a crisis situation vet friend. Yeah, see, that's the shit we like to see, dude. That's the shit we like to hear. That's the shit we like to do. Because I think there's a lot. Everyone in the military has a unique story. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, we've walked that path. I've been medically retired. I went through the med board process. I've worked with VA claims stuff. I've worked with veterans to work programs. I've worked with suicide prevention programs. So, like, not saying I'm the end all be all of all of this stuff, but I know there's resources out there. I know that there's resources to help veterans who are homeless, veterans who are in between jobs, veterans who are newly handicapped, people who active duty service members who are newly handicapped, right? And so we can pool our resources to help other veterans who are in the same spot. And in that same motion, like, there's things that I've found that work for me to help my PTSD and my trauma brain and whatever else. You know what I mean? So we've got these opportunities and these experiences, and we're here to share it with all of you. We want to help veterans in crisis because I know for me, the reason that I want to help veterans in crisis, the reason that I want to help other veterans find a sense of purpose, and do all the things and just shoot the shit with them because I was there. You know what I mean? I had spent 12 years in the military, and I had every intention of retiring, and then I was told I could not because of injuries I had sustained, and that my life plan got shot down like that. And all of a sudden, I had to make different plans for my life, my future, and my family because of injuries that I had sustained during line of duty. And so I know how structurally painful it is to go from being 100% mission capable to no longer being able to walk or run, right? And the mental toll that took on me. And so I want anybody who's in the situation to be able to reach out for help. And that's why I do this. And that's why I take time away from my dogs and my kids. That's why I take time away from whatever I want to do for myself. How could I be at the lake right now drinking beers, right? So this is why we do this. And so we are 100% here for you guys. And if there's anything that we can do to make either our programming better, make our presence better, our mission statement if better, like this is what we're here for. And please do not hesitate to send either criticism. You can be like, "Boy, you fucking suck. Your fucking ugly face. I don't want to see you on TV no more." Fuck, fine, dude. I get it. I understand that. Very few people find this attractive. I get it. But in the meantime, we're still here to help. So constructive criticism is not going to be turned down. I am not going to say, I don't want to hear what you got to say to me because I don't like you. It's not me. That's not radar. Anyway, I digress. Oh, thanks, CQ. He thinks I'm gorgeous. I do. My face is very sittable. That's what people have told me. Or punchable. Maybe that's what I meant. Anyway. So, let's see. I have some stuff tonight, but it seems dumb. I was going to harp on the Thunder and how I think that's rigged. Now, I think that's getting rigged. But I don't know. I don't want to take away from the Sports Bar's Thunder on that. I think the Thunder should have won in 4 games, and that the NBA sucks and they needed the ratings, so they drug it out to 7. I think that the Thunder and the Thunder and the Timberwolves series was the series to watch. And whatever. But the fucking parades have been outstanding. But I did see an interesting meme. Like they're like 47th in life expectancy and 49th in overall happiness, but number 1 in the NBA. I thought that was funny. That made me chuckle. So I know everyone's like, "Oh, the Knicks should have won. The Lakers should have won." No, they should not have won. The Knicks and the Lakers should not have won anything. If you honestly believe that the Lakers should have went and won the NBA championship, you did not watch the same season that all the rest of us did. Anyway, yeah, that's my little rant on that. I had a bunch of shit prepared for that, but nah. Let's see. And I was talking about baseball a little bit because, like I said, I'm all, when I get off work, I'm all sports mode, right? I'm like the Crocs when you put the straps up. I'm in sports mode, which is fun. I mean, everyone likes sports mode Crocs, but it's not my show. It's not what I do. I feel badly. So, anyway, we need more audience participation tonight. I missed that. So, it's whatever. Let's see. What else did I had? I had another story that I was going to talk about. It was in our it's in our Facebook chat. The news. The news. This is something, and I wish that I wish that TZ was here because she's good at this, and has more. I think sometimes this needs a woman's perspective. So, if you feel like I'm mansplaining this and I'm doing a horrible job, please, I don't fucking say words about it. But this is something that I know strikes a lot of it hits a nerve with some people. Okay, but I think we need to talk about it. And it says military. This is from military.com. This article was published yesterday on 24th. Military domestic violence convictions skyrocket after commanders were removed from process. Courts martials are on the rise for domestic violence charges across the Department of Defense. The article reads, the military is bringing significantly more domestic violence cases against service members to court, including an increasing share of senior ranking officers with convictions skyrocketing in a surge tied to a major overhaul of how serious crimes are prosecuted in the ranks. The shift comes after years of fights in Congress, with advocates insisting that crimes were being overlooked and opponents arguing that potential changes would undermine commanders, culminating in a revamping of the system passed by lawmakers as part of the annual defense policy bill in 2022. It goes on to state, and there's a bunch of numbers which I don't like, but essentially, the numbers have so far this year doubled over the totals from last year. The Marine Corps saw roughly 24 convictions for domestic violence in 24. Double the total number from 19 to 21. So, I mean, like, that's a start. I think we see that. There's, in my opinion, right, and I was never a sergeant's major or anything like that. I got out as a staff sergeant. Okay, that was me. Staff's on radar. But I look at these things, right? And I think that, like, there's unwritten rule, right? That once you attain a certain rank, that you're kind of like, you don't really get in trouble. You just kind of get moved around, right? There's always the fucking joke that there's a supply sergeant who's fucking swooping in and banging all the new E1s and E2s coming to the unit. And, like, you know what I mean? Cheating on his wife or beating his wife. There's always some fucking dude who's like, in every company size element, company or battery or whatever you're in, there's always dudes you know are like, I'm glad I'm not his wife. Now there's a couple dudes, I'm glad I'm not married to their wives, but that's a different situation. What's up, Heath? What's going on, man? But I mean, like, I think that domestic violence is a huge thing in the military. I think that we see way too much of it in the military. And I think that for far too long, it has been accepted in the military, right? And I don't think it should be. We should hold ourselves to a higher standard, for one. And for two, like, this is our job in the military is to defend those and help those who cannot defend or help themselves, right? Essentially, that's our job in the fucking military. Okay, whether you are a grunt or whether you are in supply or whether you are whatever, our job, you join the military, right, to defend the country from all enemies, foreign and domestic, right? Our job is to protect those who can't stand on that wall. So why does that end when our duty day is over? Why is there rapes and domestic violences and, you know, assaults on each other? I get some of those getting drunk and beating each other up. That's one thing. We get drunk, we fight, whatever. But there's a lot of testosterone in that. But why is it okay? Why do we make it okay in our mostly male-driven military to go home and physically assault your spouse or your kids? Why is that? Is it tied to PTSD and we associate that level of violence with our mental health issues and we excuse it because of that? But I mean, like, for far, far, far too long, and everyone knows a fucking sergeant first class or a, you know, fucking master sergeant or a first sergeant or a sergeant major who we all knew, like, fucking beat his wife and kids, right? We all fucking knew it. We knew the dude, right? And you'd see him at the fucking FRG picnic, or you'd see him at fucking some shit like that, and the fucking wife is just, like, traumatized of this dude, right? And everyone knows it. Or, like Keith said, a married E8 in Korea was obviously doing something with an E3 from my shop that was half their age, and no one said anything. Why is that okay? Is that a bros before hoes thing? Like, what is this stuff? Right? Lance D said the thing is with domestic violence, all jokes till it happens. What's the saying? All shits and giggles, so someone's giggles and shits. Yeah, exactly. But why is it like? And I'm out now, and I don't know everyone's status, right? But like the stuff, and there's TikTokers who have made like a ton of money and gotten a ton of followers off this shit. There's a drastic difference between like what's allowed in civilian society and what we tolerate as military society. When it comes to things like sexual assault or domestic violence or basically any of it. The way we speak, the way we talk, the way we present ourselves. That's a big fucking deal, man. If somebody, and I don't beat my wife. Anyone who's met my wife will know that I don't fucking beat her. It might be the other way around some days, but I don't fucking beat my wife. My wife is fucking awesome. I love her to death, and there's no way that I'd ever lay hands on her. But if in the event I did, okay, if I came from the military where that behavior is okay, and then I would go to my work, where we both work in the same building. If she came in with bruises and they thought that I had laid hands on her, I'd be in fucking jail, dude. There wouldn't be anyone to take care of me. There wouldn't be anybody to sweep it under the rug. That doesn't exist in a civilian world. And I'm not saying that it should. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think it's the opposite. I think there should be less domestic violence. I look at my wife as my partner. And we are building things together. Right? It's kind of her and I versus the world. Why would I want to beat her for that? You know what I mean? If you're that angry, if you think your wife is doing such a bad job doing what the fuck she does, whatever you think it is that is so egregious in your relationship that you need to physically assault your wife, or vice versa, you need to physically assault your husband, get a fucking divorce. Get a fucking divorce, dude. If you have kids, you're still going to get BH with dependents. Fucking kick your wife out. I see ya. If she makes you that fucking mad that you're literally, she's going to be happy. She might be sad at first because she doesn't want to fucking leave. Whatever. It's going to be better for you. It's better for the kids. It's better for your wife. It's better for everyone involved. I'm not saying everyone needs to go out and get divorced. I'm not saying that. But if you are that unhappy in your marriage, if you're that unhappy with the person that you stood in front of God and your friends and said, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this girl, and you hate her that much that she's going to be your fucking personal punching bag, you need to reevaluate your situation. Keith asks, do they have stats for the offenders, throw kids fresh from high school with no life skills into high stress, often toxic environments and expectations to rise? That's true. That is true. And I think that there's a lot of problems with military culture too with that. Okay. If you take my kids who have graduated school and then went to college and everything, my wife's eldest son just got married last Friday. That's where I was last week, was having the rehearsal dinner and stuff, right? We just married them off on Friday. They've been dating for 5 years almost. And they know each other. They've lived together. They've done all the things. They've been together. The only thing they hadn't done was put on fucking rings and sign the license and get the government involved. It's the only thing they hadn't done. Right? Look how many fucking Joes and Smuckatellis come out of these fucking deals, right? They come out of basic and AIT, maybe jump school, maybe after their first year in Korea or some shit. And then all of a sudden they're fucking married to the first stripper they meet. Or the first fucking dependa that wants to BEH and comrades. And fucking TRICARE. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's part of the problem too, is they're getting married to somebody they don't really know. And part of the culture in the military pushes them into that. Because we don't just let Joe get a fucking apartment off base. He's got to be married to get BAH and live off base. He's got to be married to do these things or have a dependent. Why? So he can live in the fucking moldy barracks and eat shit food at the fucking chow hall? DFAC sucks, man. Why do we not allow these fucking Joes to maybe have a fiance and live with them and build a relationship before they're forced to get married? Maybe not push that, oh, you got her knocked up, guess you better fucking marry her. No, that's a horrible idea. That's what happened in my first fucking marriage. I got some girl knocked up, and all of a sudden I'm fucking married I'm a fucking Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps, making $0 fucking dollars, because that's what Lance Corporals make. Making $0, married to this girl I knew for fucking 6 months, living in some apartment. I had never lived with some bitch before, ever. That's a horrible idea. It's horrible. He said, I had a buddy whose wife beat the shit out of him when he came home in the middle of the night because she thought he was a burglar. It was a hilarious formation. They said, yeah, I bet. Key said, I saw too many people get stressed out at work and not be taught how to not take it home. Yes. We scream lethality, right? We have all these fucking buzzwords that, and I'm going to pick on Pete Hegseth because he's the one up there. He sounds like he sounds like the schools that got developed in the early 90s or late 90s, early 2000s. The school of lethality and excellence. You know what I mean? Like, he's throwing all these like 90s and early 2000s buzzwords around. And like, but in reality, the one thing that we haven't learned in the military is how to live like a normal person. There are some things that the military thought process and teaching is very, very, very successful for. But I think that some of those mentalities are outdated. Okay? You should know how to healthily process trauma. If we would work on that just a little bit, I'm not saying we need to pussify the army. I'm not saying that. I'm saying teach our Joes at a young age how to process trauma a little bit. I think a lot of people too that go into the military maybe don't have the best home life growing up and aren't taught like healthy coping mechanisms and all this bunch of hippie bullshit. I'm not saying that. What's up, King Smith? Going on, man? New time, who dis? But we need, as a society, as a military society, right, to be like, and this goes, to me, this goes for domestic violence, this goes for rape and sexual assault, and it goes for extreme hazing. Okay? That when those events happen, they need to be brought into the light and they need to be punished accordingly. I'm not saying that a guy and his wife shouldn't, have an opportunity to have a discussion and maybe even an argument and maybe even get mildly physical. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes there's alcohol involved. Sometimes, generally though, when that shit happens, the first time that happens, the first time that a couple gets a little pushy, loud, yelly, worse is coming. And if that's reported right away and handled and counseled and brought into the fold the right way, you could save that marriage and find the root cause of what the problem is. When people have those kind of, when somebody beats the shit out of their wife or their kids, oftentimes there's some sort of underlying issue and they happen to be the outlet for that issue. But we don't understand when you're 22 years old and just got back from a year of firefights and getting fucking IDF and shit. You don't understand how to process all that, and you just dump physically and emotionally on this fucking person who's supposed to be your spouse. King said, I agree. I didn't learn how to trauma process until I was 35. Yeah. I don't think most of us do. And I wonder, many of us, when you join the military, you come in at a young age, right? You come in I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17. I turned 18 at boot camp. And that was my life. The military, whether it was the Marine Corps and then the Army, that was my life. Essentially nonstop until I was 34 years old. So in that time, from 17, just almost 18, we'll say 18. I was just under 18 years old when I joined the Marine Corps. I was a month shy of 18. For that, what? 12 years, 14 years, I'm bad at math. No one ever taught me how to process going to Afghanistan or going to Iraq. No one ever taught me how to process getting blowed up and fucking shooting at people and doing all that, right? No one ever told you how to process that shit. And I lost my second wife because I will 100% tell you that I lost my second marriage fell apart because of my deployments. And that's fine. Is my inability to process that when I got home. Now, if we teach these kids who were 19, 20, 21, 22, first off, we need to tell them not to get fucking married. There needs to be more fucking on that. Like, motherfucker, and here's the deal. We don't need to be like, don't get married, don't fucking get married. What we need to do is show somebody who's 30, not married, who has a brand new pickup and a brand new house and all this other shit. You want to know the best thing? The best way I convinced my children not to get married when they were young? I used to work for the county, and at the county, everyone had the same salary. Or everyone in my shop had the same salary. We go camping. We had a county camping trip. Okay, I went out there in my 20-year-old pickup with a fucking $5,000 camper and my 4 kids. 3 kids at the time. Okay, I'm sitting there having a good time. Not saying I wasn't having fun, right? And then this other guy pulls up, brand new fucking Toyota pickup, brand new fucking, not even a year-old camper, brand new, still had paper plates on the trailer, fucking jet ski, and coolers full of beer and all kinds of other shit. And my son, who at the time was 16 years old, he looks at me and goes, Dad, how come you don't have a new pickup? How come you don't have a camper? How come you don't have a jet ski? And I looked at him and I looked at my buddy and I was like, what does he not have here right now? He goes, kids? I go, fucking exactly. And now my son's like, fuck it. My son saves all his fucking money and like buys cool shit. And he's like, I don't even want I can get laid whenever I want. I don't need to get fucking married. I don't need to have kids. I can just go get laid and buy a jet ski. Exactly. Get laid, buy a jet ski. It's awesome. Jet skis are cool, right? Way better than child support payments. Promise. He said he found it in Afghanistan. He was bipolar and he didn't need his meds anymore. Definitely explained why he was so toxic. It would make it home sometimes and explain why his wife and kids had weird from him. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that the point of resiliency training? It's about handling stress in healthy ways, and unfortunately, since it was a mandatory class, it was given by untrained people, just half-assing it and just reading it from the slides. It was recently removed from the required training list. My good class program. I agree with that. I really do think that there is something about that. There is something about that. Good intentions, bad implementation. On that resiliency training. But above that, though, I think that should be like hip pocket training. And that should be, to me, when I first went in, this is before 9/11. This is before the fucking attacks. This is before all that. We used to do actual factual team building exercises. We had actual, not just fucking bleh, not just, hey guys, let's go out to the football field. No, we would go out as a shop. We would go out and we would like fucking actual barbecue together. We were actual friends outside of work. We did shit like my gunny had like horses and she's like, come ride my fucking horses. Come, we're gonna fucking smoke and I was in Texas, so fucking we smoked everything, right? Not fucking grass, but you know what I mean. Smoked meats. And he's like, we're having pig roast. Everyone come out. All my Marines, come out here. And we're actual friends. And then like when somebody was having a problem, we actually addressed it and we worked together as a team. And all that shit's gone by the wayside. All of it. Part of it because of operational tempo, and part of it because this esprit de corps is gone. We were happy to be in the same unit. We were happy to be friends. We were friends. I'm still friends with them fucking 25 years later. Actual friends. Like, I actually call them on the phone and text them and say, hey, man, what's up? My buddy Dick has been on this fucking show with me 25 years later. Sitting right the fuck here. You know what I mean? We're still buddies. And like that esprit de corps, that tightness. And I know that's so much bigger in the Marine Corps than it is in the Army. That doesn't mean it has to be. Build those relationships. If you're an NCO, that's the biggest difference to me in the NCO Corps and the Marine Corps and the Army. Was like, I'm an NCO, you know, but that's the no, the Marine Corps is like, hey, let me take you out. Let me hook you up. Let's go hang out. Let's go to the bar. Let's fuck go whatever. Let's go to monster trucks or fucking whatever. And we would do shit together as a fucking unit. I was in an airframe shop at the time. And so there was like 13 of us, about a squad size element. Our squad would all go do shit together. Always. We're tight like that. You know what I mean? We lived together. We traveled together. I took dudes to I took my buddies to meet my parents in Iowa, fucking 16 hours away. You know what I mean? And I was in the Army. That should never happen. I still have some buddies from the Army. I'm not saying I don't. But it was never the same. It was never that fucking everyone get together and everyone. It was a real thing. Everyone's got like been with the FRG picnics where it's like, oh, we're going to go hang mandatory fun day. No, it was never like that. We don't have to be like that. That's your job as an NCO is take care of your Joes, right? So, what's up, doggy? Thanks for hanging out, man. It's 14 Juliet from 0104. Dang, dude. What is that? What's that? Something ADA. Third ID 13ADA. Dang. Always felt that class seemed to be one of those that required specialized trainer to give. Be perfect to send chaplain through and make them send classes. Sure, remember. I think some of that stuff when we bring the chaplains in kind of cheapens it. I think I've had some cool chaplains, and I've had some fucking real douchey chaplains. No. I think what you need with a class like that is you need like a radar to teach it. Have me teach it. I'll teach it. Or someone like me. And I think I didn't go to Army basic training. I went to Marine Corps boot camp. And like on Sundays, for like an hour, our senior drill instructor would stand up there and he'd take his hat off. And he's like, going to take my hat off. I'm just fucking Staff Sergeant, whatever. Staff Sergeant Legray. He was just a dude. And he would talk to us like we were dudes. He wouldn't talk to us like he was our senior drill instructor. He wouldn't talk to us like he was fucking whatever. He would just talk to us like a normal fucking person. And those talks probably had a bigger impact than the rest of the week of yelling. You have a class like that. You have a class like a what would you call it? A resiliency training. You have the sergeant major do it. And you have them get up there and you have them just act like a normal fucking person. You just have them get up there and act like a normal fucking person. Right? Newsflash, behind every sergeant major's fucking star is actually a normal person. He's not going to say that. But you know, he doesn't have to get up there and bitch about fucking people on his grass or how fucking shitty his fucking whatever. Just get up there and be like, hey guys, meet like company size elements, platoon size elements, and have that class. Give him out the sergeant major and have him just wear a fucking t-shirt and jeans. And take that away and soften the edges a little bit. I'm not saying for the whole time. I'm not saying make that sergeant major be your best fucking friend for whatever. But for that hour of class, if it's the first sergeant, the company first sergeant dressing like a platoon or a squad, or a battalion sergeant major, a brigade sergeant major, addressing like a platoon size element, and doing that kind of class and taking like honest questions and answers and having prepared questions and answers. Inviting, like, I think of like boss, but for everybody, right? And doing trips and like introducing Joes to different ways to cope with that stressful environment that they're in. I'm not trying to pussyfy the Army. I'm not trying to say that. But just have an opportunity to soften it up a little bit and let people know, one, it's okay. It is perfectly okay to seek mental health. Actually, factually, okay. There will be no sort of repercussions. Two, what we need to do is make sure that our people are actually taken care of. Given the opportunity to take leave. That the fucking barracks are cleaned up. That the chow hall has good, healthy, tasty, nutritious food. Not some of this shit. Holy fuck. If you're not doing it already, follow Hots and Cots. And some of the shit they're feeding to people in the fucking DFACs now, holy fuck, dude. What the shit? And you're making them fucking pay. Fuck you, man. If you can't do that, if you can't provide a DFAC facility with healthy, tasty food, fucking cut it. Give them their fucking money and just let them go get fucking groceries. Because that's what they're doing now, but they're not getting their money for it. They're still paying for fucking, if you live in the fucking barracks, you're still paying for food that sucks. Yeah. That's another thing too, man. Go to the VA, walk in with the DD-214 and ask for help. And that's something I think that the VA, I harp on the VA both ways. The VA experience 100% is not the same for everyone else. Some people hate the VA, hate everything they do, and they've had nothing but bad experience with the VA, and some people have had nothing but great experience with the VA. Dougie said the VA actually saved my health. Yeah, the VA saved my life too, man. 100%. The VA and my local VSO saved my life. 100%. But unfortunately, not everybody has that same experience with the VA. But if you are in that mode, if you think that you cannot go on, if you walk into the VA with your DD-214 and an ID saying that's you, they will help you. If you think that you are either suicidal or homicidal or whatever, they will do what they can. If you have alcohol issues or substance abuse issues, they will help you. The one thing that I will say about the VA, every VA I've been in a handful. I have never met anybody in the VA system who was there to screw me over. I feel like everyone I met through the VA process was there genuinely to help me. I may not have liked some of the answers they've given me, or the methods in which they try to help, but they are there to help. I don't love all the pills they throw at me. I don't love all the diagnoses that I think are a thing, and they think is fine. I hate being told that I cough up shit nonstop because I quit smoking 20 years ago, or 6 years ago now. I quit smoking 6 years ago. And I still cough up fucking balls of shit every fucking day. And they tell me, oh, it's because you smoked for so long. First told me it's because I smoked. Then I quit smoking. They told me it's because I quit smoking. And then now they just told me it's because you smoked for too long. Okay, well, whatever. Nope, they just kiss your ass. I don't care for the meds, though. Yeah, I don't want the fucking meds. And you know what? Sometimes I take my blood pressure medicine because I don't want to fucking die. But I mean, some of the other shit, I don't love when I'm like, I can't sleep, so here, take these fucking meds, and then all I do is sleep. I don't want that. But there's so many, the, the, I'm in a pretty rural area here, and there's a lot of Native Americans here. Our VA has a sweat lodge. If you want a sweat lodge, go in there. If you need, we have, I'm part of a scale model group, and we are now working with the vet center to once a month bring in some veterans who want to learn how to make little planes, like my little planes back there, or little tanks, or little cars, or little trains, or whatever. Because to me, that's helpful. There's lots of things that are helpful in this. Some people like brew their own beer. Some people fucking build decks or fucking side houses or build dog houses. I had a dude I was talking to not too long ago. He was a veteran, and he like gets scrap lumber and builds dog houses and then gives them to people who like are getting service animals. You know what I mean? Like fucking something, dude. He gets scrap lumber and he does it for free for people. Another guy just builds birdhouses. He's an old fucking Vietnam vet. And he gets scrap wood from the local lumber yard and builds birdhouses and gives them to little kids to paint. Doesn't really cost him a whole lot, and he doesn't try to make any money off it. That's what he does to get his head out of wherever it is at the time. And like that to me, when I talked to that dude the other day about the dog houses, I was like, fuck it, I got some scrap lumber. Come grab what you want. Yeah. There's all different kinds of ways. Better than an hour-long class given by the chaplain with a slideshow or some fucking dried up old E6 who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I can tell you the one thing that we cannot do, is continue to sweep domestic violence, sexual assault, all that. We cannot continue to sweep it under the rug and pretend it's not a thing. Because it is a thing, and it is destroying our force from within. The one thing that you should be able to do, with your direct chain of command is feel comfortable. You should be able to communicate with your team leader and your squad leader and your platoon leader and your platoon sergeant. You should be able to communicate with them confidently and not feel like, one, they're trying to fuck you over, or two, literally trying to fuck you, or three, trying to beat you. You should at least have that sort of comfort with your chain of command. And the chain of command should prove that by handling situations as they arise in a professional manner. And if a guy gets in trouble for beating his wife, you don't sweep it under the rug, you address it, and you remedy the situation. Yeah. Get your medical records, go to the VA, have them scan them and file for disability. Absolutely. And if you need help filing for disability, go to get every veteran service organization, whether it be the DAV or the VA, or in my case, in my state, every county has a VSO, the VFW. Even if you're not a member, okay, if you are not a member of the Legion or the VFW, right? But you are getting out of the military or have gotten out and are struggling trying to find someone to help you with the VA claims process, because it is fucking intense. The VA claims process is one of the most stressful and confusing and shitty processes you will ever fucking deal with. But there are trained professionals at things like the DAV or the VFW or whatever. I happen to be a VFW life member. I think that they do great things for the veteran community, so I've decided to become a life member of the VFW. If you decide to do the same thing, good for you. Or the Legion, or the fucking DAV, or the Purple Heart, or fucking Marine Corps League, or fucking pick one. But all of those organizations have veteran service officers who are trained and will help you file your claim. They'll help you get the evidence compiled. They will help you make sure that you have the correct diagnoses for what you're applying for. They will help you do all of the things to make sure that your claim is as easy and successful as possible. Now, That being said, not every veteran is going to get 100% from the VA. Just because you go down there, you have to prove, one, that you have the three things that you need to prove to get VA compensation. Okay, one, you have to prove that it happened in service. Two, you have to have a current diagnosis. And then three, it has to be affecting your life. Those are the three things it needs, right? So if you cannot tie, say you have back problems, okay? And you didn't have any documentation done in service. You didn't have any problems in service. You never had this, you never had this, you never had this. They're not going to service connect you for that because you might have done it 6 years after you got out in a motorcycle wreck or at your normal job or whatever. Now, if you were a paratrooper or if you fucking, oh, hey, look, I was in a truck accident and see here, I had a back surgery and I had this problem and I had this problem. My back's been killing me for 5 years and I never went to medical because I was, my command wouldn't let me, or I had these, then that's a different situation. There's people to help you. The one thing I cannot recommend, but it's your money. You do what you want. There are like VA claim sharks. There are people who will charge you exorbitant amounts of money to file and process your claim. Don't go to them unless this is a last resort. Okay. Randy said he was VA connected after 10 years, 100%, 80 to 100 fast. Didn't know I was that bad. I was roughing it out and didn't need it, but I laid my pride down and tried thanks to my other half. Yes. That's honestly, okay, so I got med boarded and I was 60% when I got out. They did like an initial assessment. They told me I was probably going to be like 90%. Okay. Then when everything came back, I was at 60. And they said I could appeal it, but I'd probably lose everything. I probably wouldn't get anything. I said, fuck that. I'll take my 60% and left. It was fuck stupid. I should have appealed it. But anyway, back to the story. That was in 2014. And about 2024, I was working for the county VSO, and he's like, hey, your shit's fucked up, dude. You should be getting this. You should be getting this. You should be getting this. And so I did. And next thing I know, I was calling in to work with migraines. He's like, how long have I been getting migraines? I'm like, fuck, dude, I haven't been having migraines since I got blown up in Iraq. And I had medical evidence, and I turned it in when I fucking got denied because it wasn't right. They wasn't on the right diagnosis code. I applied for like post-concussive syndrome with headaches, but they didn't give me that. They just said I had migraines, which is a different thing. This is how the VA fucks people over. That's fit. Migraines, as serious as I was having them, I got awarded 50% just for migraines. And that would have bumped me from 60 to 90. And I went 10 years with that. And there was other things too that they were like, oh yeah, you've got this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and da-da-da-da-da-da. Your hypertension's this, you're rated at 0, you should be at 10%. You've got this and you got this problem. And I went up because I listened to somebody. But it took my wife saying, you either need to shut up or talk to somebody about it. Yeah, the Army's favorite question when I went to sick call, which one hurts more? You can't come in for two things. Yeah. Yep, Nancy, that's right. God, and they sure like to try to fuck people out of that shit, don't they? Anyway. Yeah, we weren't allowed to go to medics. Yeah, I remember those times. You were if you did go, then all of a sudden you're like, fuck sick call warrior, fucking pussy. Why can't you fucking keep up? Why are you just trying to get out of work today? Motherfucker, no, it's motor pool Monday. I'm gonna fucking do is like walk around and sweep the fucking motor pool anyway. But yeah, my back hurts. I fucked up. I did something that hurt my back, hurt my knee, hurt my fucking whatever. Yeah. Randy said he served in 2002 to 13, 4 deployments, and just got VA connected in 2024. Yeah. Yeah, right now, be my dick like it owes me money. Oh, dude, I don't know. Make sure you get your dependents qualified, everything. Get all, like, this is what I mean, dude. This is why I do this show. Because just because you didn't get it when you first got out doesn't mean you can't get it. It makes it harder. My roommate in Iraq, he He didn't apply for anything when he got out. And this has been like 2012. And then 2 years ago, I was hounding him. I'm like, dude, fucking go in. That was a year ago. Dude, go in. Came out, and between his back and his shoulder and his knees and his hips and everything like that, and he had it all service connected. Dude was in a fucking truck accident. Got blowed up. Got 100%. And that's money he should have fucking had 10 years ago. 12 years ago. Well, fuck. 2008 is when he got out. You know, fucking 17 years he waited. 16 years he waited to get that fucking money. You know what I mean? How shitty is that? And we just don't know. They like discourage us for so long from seeking help and seeking treatment. It's true. Oh, you fuck around and lay around with well. That's it. Yeah, I get it, man. I'm envious. I just got too many other bills. I have too much. I'm not. I don't know. I have too many kids going to college, get married, and shit. But it's whatever. Oh, anyway. So I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I usually do about an hour show because my back is fucked and sitting in this fucking. Maybe I should invest in a new chair. Maybe I'd be able to sit down a little longer if I had a better chair, or if I went to physical therapy for my back. It's not get too crazy though. But hey, it's 10 o'clock my time. It's midnight Eastern, and this little experiment I think is going great. So, I really appreciate everyone being here tonight. I really do. It's been such a blast. And we're gonna keep this up. I think this might be a time on Wednesdays. I'll figure it out. Let me see here. See if there's any guests coming up. No, I don't see any events coming up. I don't see any people coming up. Next week. It's 4th of July week. I'm not exactly sure what shows are going to be on, what shows are not going to be on. I think CQ said he's going to be here on Tuesday. Let's see, the 4th of July, I believe, is actually Friday next week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check before I fucking give out that information. Yeah, 4th of July is next Friday. So you have been listening to me, Radar, right here on U.S. Army WTF Nation Radio. We're the voice of U.S. Army WTF moments. I appreciate you guys being out here tonight. This has been awesome. I really do. I really, really, really do appreciate it. You don't even know how much that means. Damn, Randy, good listening. All the way from Guam. Fucking tight, buddy. Hope you have a good day over there, man. Patrick's digging later. Man, I'll keep doing later hours. If you're digging it, we'll keep it up, man. Massager chairs. Yes. That's what I need. Doug, yeah, I'd reach out, but I'm sure way too far away for me to give you a massager chair, but I'll look into one. I've actually been looking into a... Okay, so my little office chair, I've been doing this show since 2018, or I've been on the radio since 2018. I bought this chair for $89 off Amazon, or $59 off Amazon back then. It's getting squeaky, and there's no padding left in the bottom. I think it's time for a new chair. Maybe we'll update. But anyway, I really do appreciate everyone being here. You can listen to me, Radar, right here on Smoke Pit. Tomorrow night is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky. They'll be talking about all things sergeanting. There'll be big Army, National Guard, reserves, retirees, all kinds of cool stuff. They'll probably be talking about, and there was like a bombing last week. They might talk about some Air Force stuff, whatever. Let's see. This week there is no gaming this weekend. Are we doing gaming every weekend now? I'm not sure. I'm out of the loop. We had a meeting yesterday. What? You'll be homeless on Monday because my ex made me sell the house, bro. Hey, don't be. There are lots. Hey, if you're actually factually looking at being homeless, I don't know exactly where you're at, but there's a bunch of VA programs, and you said you're service connected. There are a bunch of programs that will, if you are homeless or at risk of being homeless, you need to get with them, and they will help arrange at least temporary lodging if you are actually at that risk of being homeless. Let's see. Anyway, back to Sunday with Actual King Smith. Sunday, he says, GOAT talk, LeBron v. Jordan. Hey, there is nobody better than Jordan, dude. Nobody. If you took somebody like LeBron, if you took LeBron James and made him follow the fucking rules like Jordan did, fuck, dude, there's nothing he could do. Nothing he could have done. Nothing. Those dudes don't got to dribble anymore, man. No. LeBron, no. Nope. I will die on that staff. Jordan, plus, Jordan had one of the best teams in the world built around him. You know what I mean? It wasn't just Jordan on the team. And I feel like, I will say that, I think LeBron is forced to carry the weight of his own team, but he's still, dude, there's no comparison. None. Trying to, in Maryland. Maryland sucks because you can't carry like Georgia. Yeah. Come find out why you're wrong. I'm not wrong. Larry Bird. Fuck, dude. I will say Jordan did have a whole team with Pippen and what was that dude's name? Kokic and then when he had Rodman, like they fucking, that was a solid team. The late 90s Bulls was a solid team. But man, you just can't. No. Dude, if LeBron would have came in the league in like 89, there's no way he would have any kind of numbers, dude. None. Period. He got eaten up. Let's see. Oh, Monday night is the Monday edition. Aptly named because it's the edition that happens every Monday. And then Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. Talking about some pop culture stuff. I think there's a new Fantastic Four movie coming out that we're talking about. And then next week, right here on Wednesday, will be me, Radar, here in the Smoke Pit. I'm not sure. I'll talk to the boss man, and I'm either going to be at normal time, which is Mountain Time. I'm gonna go off Mountain Time because I'm so confused with times right now. 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So that is 5 o'clock Pacific, or 8 o'clock Eastern, or we're gonna do the 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain. Hey, Semper Fi, David, how are you, buddy? I hope you're well. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, sir. Ooh, the Bulls were the dynasty, and if Sanders would have been drafted by the Cowboys, ooh, that's a good. Yeah, could you imagine? Oof. Hey, Dougie, hang out on Saturday and talk to them boys about that because they are going to be talking about goat. If we're going to do like King, are you going to do like the whole goat? Are you just going to do Jordan and fucking LeBron, or are you going to do like all the goats? Ooh, that's going to be tough, man. That's a tough one. All right. I really got to go, man. My back is killing me. I got to get out of this chair. But hey, I appreciate everyone being here. I'll be here next week, either normal time or I might do this late time again. I'll talk to CQ and see. We'll look at some analytics, look at some numbers. I really appreciate everyone being here. It's been an awesome, awesome show. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. I'm going to leave you on some Turnpike Troubadours. Yeah, dude, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, buddy. My back is killing me. My leg hurts, but I'm doing all right. Doing all right, man. I can't complain too much. So, but I do appreciate everyone being here. I'm gonna peace out. Just LBJ and Jordan. All right, man. That's what you should do over the summer. Just do goat talk. Since it's goat baseball. Let's talk about goats. Be great. All right, man. I'm out. Dougie, thanks for being here. David Cunningham, thanks for being here. Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.